Hi, everyone. Good afternoon, and welcome to another session on Breeze API. This session is in line with the other webinar session that I or Nitish would have already, given on how to get started with the APIs, how to do algo trading, how to, write lines of Pythonic or other language codes, and make the maximum out of the new way of trading, which is via programs and things like that. So this session would be on the ready-made option strategies that we have, prepared at ICICIdirect, and we would be offering them, initially in purely Python, and we have developed a fantastic SDK for these strategies, which I will be showing you how to use in this session. So, having said that, as usual, please subscribe to ICICIdirect to watch this space on such fantastic videos on not just APIs or algos. We have very many new products coming in from ICICIdirect. So make sure to hit like and subscribe to the channel. All right, let's get started on this session right away. I'll be sharing my screen and introduce you to the pages where we can, get started with the strategies. All right, I hope my screen is visible. So this is the starting line for getting started with the SDK. We have on PyPy, which is a fantastic page or a repo for understanding how the SDK functions. So the links to these will be posted in the chat and the comment section as well. So don't worry about where to find these links or how to, get this code or whatever. Okay. So we have Strategies 1.0.4. So this is the fourth version. And you might wonder what happened in the previous version. So we have at the moment two sort of option strategies in this repo. One is the case. All right. So before I walk you down this piece of code, let me show you other places where you can find these codes, right? So one is our GitHub. Many of you might already know where to find these. So we have iDirect Tech as the name of the master branch. We manage this account and we regularly update these repositories on GitHub. So for this session, you have to go to these Python examples because this one would be a Python-based trading. You just click on this and you will land into the Python examples GitHub page. You can go to the webinar folder, and I've already created the SDK straddle as a file which you can use and which will be shown how to use in this session. If you click on this is a Python file. It's a pretty standard piece of code. What you will notice is, unlike our previous sessions where, I did a lot of custom trading, wrote lines of codes, walked you down through it. This piece of code is pretty much a standard piece, and it's also not lengthy, unlike our previous webinars. So in this, if you notice, we just import the library. You have to plug in your API keys, the session secret, and the app key. Just create an object of this class strategies, which has all our long straddle, short straddle. And finally, you just execute this object. That's all that it would take. And behind this strategy class, we have written lengths of code, which will manage your stop loss level, your take profit levels, and manage the options. Okay. Now, how to get these pages? Let me also show you. Okay, so a lot of you might be familiar with our landing page, right? ICICIdirect. So if you go to stocks or FNO, you will find we have Spring, Flash Trade, Breeze, Easy Options, a lot of products, right? So you can simply go on to Breeze and you will find, the documentation, the SDKs link, how to create an app, how to register it, things like that. I'm already logged in, so yeah. If you will go to the landing page, if you log in and you click on Breeze, you will land on this page. All right. So now, where to find this page? If you click on Breeze, just go to Python SDK and you will land on the PyP page. And here you will find how to get started. I will not cover how to create app keys, secret key, or session key because we've already covered that in our previous sessions, and you have that recordings on YouTube as well. So no worries on that. All right, let's get started with the code. So what I will do is I will keep my open position page. You see if my um, account is already logged in. I will keep my open position page on the website also open so that you can see the live trading, the positions, how I manage those, etc. So this is the piece of code which needs to be copied and pasted on your coding environment. I have already pasted that in my Jupyter notebook. I hope the code is visible. All right, so let me walk you through each piece of code line by line. So it's a pretty simple, but yeah, remember before you get started with using this ready-made piece of code, make sure you install the Breeze Strategies library. It's fairly simple. This link which I'll be posting in the comment, you just click on this page will open up, and you just copy this line. Okay, pip install Breeze Strategies. Pip is the package manager. It installs this package Breeze Strategies, which you definitely need for using these ready-made strategies. So I copy this and somewhere here I paste this and I run this. So it's just telling me that the requirement is already satisfied. That means I've already installed the Breeze strategies library. So no need for reinstalling it. Now, later on, what we will do is we will also, include more such option strategies like butterfly or alter contour, and you would need to either upgrade the strategies library using this line of code, or there would be, a different version like 1.0.67 or probably a higher number. So you would need to do that, and then only you will have all those latest strategies in your local system. The next part would be to import the library, these strategies. So this is the line for that. From strategies, which is the library, you import the class of strategies. So let me restart or walk you through the code again. So the first line is when you import the library. So from strategies, which is the name of the SDK, you import the class of strategies. Now this class has all the strategies inside it, the long straddle, short straddle, things like that. The next step is to, plug in your API keys. And for those of you who are unsure how to generate this, let me quickly show you how you can create these API keys for your DMAT account. You simply have to go to the landing page, click on Breeze. You would automatically be logged in. Okay. You go to this register an app pointer, and inside the app name and redirect URL, you have to write the name of the app, which can be any keyword. Okay, you can, let's say, write strategy. And in the redirect URL, I recommend if you want to do your coding by yourself, then you plug in the redirect URL, which I have specified on the screen. Okay, you have to put it exactly like this. So this is the address of the local system. And without getting into too much how this functions, just click on submit. And there you will have your API keys and your secret keys. You just copy these and paste it somewhere in your system. You just so that you can use that to do these tradings. And this is the secret key. Now, finally, the session key. Now, these two keys, API key and secret key, they will remain, permanent and valid for the entirety of life. So you just have to generate a third key, session key, for this app. So you go to app name and you go to this thing, strategy, right? And you just click on this activation, and then let me just go. You click on login. Now, once you are on the screen, you just have to log in into your account and submit in your OTP. So I'll wait for the OTP to arrive at my end. And that's it. So a lot of people think that something has gone wrong, that the page is not able to open and you're facing some sort of an issue. That is not the case. This is supposed to happen because you are redirecting to your own system. No place on the internet or something like that. Just go to the URL. You see 127.0.0.1. This is the redirect URL which we gave at the time of creating the app. Just click on this. You will find that a session has already been created here. Just copy this. Okay. This 138.481.7.9. You go to your coding screen and just push this. Okay. So once I push this, my API keys are live. Now the only part that remains to be done is create the object of the strategies. So let me do that. So let me first run this, create the object. And if you notice that strategies has app key given as the API key, secret key, API session. I've given all these three keys as the strategy object and also give the maximum profit and the maximum loss levels. Okay. So what happens is I am trying to place a straddle, which is basically a call input simultaneously, right? And what I will do is I will create a take profit level of rupees 100 and a stop loss level of rupees minus 100. What will happen is this strategy will keep on running in my account as long as either a profit level of 100 rupees is reached or a loss of minus 100 is reached. As long as these two things don't happen, the strategy will keep on running and calculating the net P&L of your account. In case you want to manually stop, intervene, and stop the execution of the strategy, we have this object.stop command, which will square off your existing positions and exit the strategy. Okay. So let me first run this. Okay. You see, I've taken these API keys by creating. I just run these. So yes, it has run successfully. And let me now take a position in, let's say, 18,700 Nifty contract. Okay. Our strategy type is long. I don't want to go short since that would require too much margin. For demo purpose, I will place a long straddle. The lot can be 50 or in multiples of 50. It can be 100, 150, 200, things like that. Expiry date. So you just have to focus on this portion, which is 29th June 2023. You can ignore this section that is required by the machine. 29th June 2023. Let me run this. So if I run this, it gives successfully placed the order for call and successfully placed the order for put. These are the order IDs. If I go to my account, open positions, you see 18,702 positions are already created now. Okay. I go back to my screen and you see the net P&L has also started streaming in. Okay. So it is showing me 2.5, 7.5. This is my net P&L. And if I go see, it is almost 7.5, 15, 22. Okay. See, 17.5, 22. This is the P&L. Now, once this P&L hits either a minus 100 or a plus 100, the position will be automatically squared off. So you don't have to do anything. You just have to execute these code. You just have to plug in your API keys, session keys, plug in your maximum profit and loss levels. Now this value can be, 500, 600. You can change, sorry, you can change the maximum loss and profit levels. And that is it. Right now, the loss is gone to 85, 87, 90. So if it reaches 100, it will automatically pull out of the position. So let's wait for a while and see. So if I go to my position, see right now, my call is underperforming while my put is doing good. So, okay, it crossed 100 and see 110 max loss has reached. The code has automatically squared off my positions and it has generated a final P&L report as well. That P&L for call was minus 170, for put it was so much, and the net is so. So I didn't have to do a manual stop. The code will take that for you. If you want to change the stop loss levels or want to change the profit levels, you can do from this section. And you can always do a manual stop. So if I go to my page again, so see, if I press a refresh, see, there are no positions. And in my trade book, the buy and sell for 18,700 are already there. So this is a pretty handy set of code which will help you do a long straddle as well as a short straddle and plug in your maximum profit and stop loss levels also. So um, pretty excited to share this SDK strategies with you, and soon we will have more such things like object dot iron condor, object dot butterfly, and things like that. So the best part of this is that you don't have to, monitor your positions manually. You can just plug in these things, and the code will take care of all the things. For those of you who also wish to know that how or which environment I'm using this is a pretty standard Python environment, Jupyter notebook, which comes from, Anaconda, which is a software. So if you see, this is Anaconda, which is world's most popular data science platform. You can download this. This is complete.